If you really want to enjoy your own company, you may want to spend a lot more time with people than you're doing. My name's Kunal, and on my channel Conversation Corner, I like to talk about words and how they influence our thoughts and actions. And today's video is going to be a little counterintuitive, something that may not seem to make sense at first glance, but if you think about it deep enough, it will start to make sense. The experience we have in the human body is that of contrast, and by body I mean mind too, right? If we want to appreciate the wealth we have, there has to be some period in our life where we were going through economic hardship, where we didn't have everything we wanted, so we worked hard, and when we got what we wanted, we started feeling some gratitude towards that. Similarly, if you want to be in a situation where you enjoy your own company, you must spend a lot of time around people. And when you spend a lot of time around people, what it does is it lets you know whether you like their company or not. And if you don't like their company, then staying by yourself becomes very pleasurable. Now, if you do like their company, you will crave their company when they are not around, but the memories of the good times you all spend together is going to have some sort of a healing effect on you. If you've always been starved for attention, one bad habit you develop is you latch on to someone the moment they give you a little attention and care or affection, and that other person starts to feel engulfed, or they feel that you're too clingy or you're too needy. And this is no accident. If you've grown up with a lot of responsibility, or you've grown up with a lot of neglect, at the slightest sign of attention and care from someone, you tend to latch on to that, and that person then starts getting irritated with you, and they soon try and distance themselves from you. And if you've experienced this, then the childhood trauma gets triggered all over again of neglect and lack of attention. And the cycle repeats itself when someone shows affection another time and you cling on to them, right? So, what you have to do now is you have to recognize that you are an adult and you're not as helpless as you were when you were a kid. When you were a kid, you did not have the means of your own sustenance, and you were not as adept mentally or physically. But now things have changed. Now that you are an adult, you can use your reason to guide you to a great extent. And what you have to keep in mind is, when you're in the company of people, you have to pay very close attention to how you're feeling. And if you're not feeling really great, you have to try and understand why you're not feeling great. What is it about the company of these people that you don't like that much? Is it some bias of your own, or do you genuinely not enjoy their companies? And the answer can really vary. Sometimes you genuinely don't like the people you're around, and sometimes you are very prejudiced and close minded. Let's say someone wanted to go to a restaurant where they serve Italian food, and you don't really like Italian food, you like maybe Chinese food. And so you say, oh, I don't want to go to an Italian restaurant, right? Or a restaurant which serves Italian food. So that is being close minded or a bit judgmental in this case, and that closes you off from a lot of experiences. However, if you genuinely don't like their company because there's not really much in common, and this is not to say that they're bad people, it's just that there is no common point of connection, then you can't really force things. And you understand all these small nuances of life when you socialize more. Now, the dangers of not socializing are you don't really get to know your likes and dislikes that much. When you socialize, you're exposed to a lot of activities, and when you are exposed to a lot of activities and a lot of conversations, you start getting an inkling of what it is that you really like and don't like. Till then, your knowledge is very limited. Now, when more people talk about more topics, you have a better idea of how you start feeling about that. And that's the reason why, if you just isolate yourself and just stay away from other people, you may fall into the bad habit of, let's say, an internet addiction or a substance abuse addiction. and you won't really enjoy that solitude. That won't be solitude, that would be an escape, and you really are not going to taste the cream or the nectar of solitude, because a part of your mind is still going to crave company and validation. That is very natural when we feel in the process of socialization. So my idea through this video is to convey that sometimes it requires a very good deal of socialization before you start enjoying your own company. Very often, the people who enjoy their company are those who, at one point in time, used to crave a lot of attention from others, who used to be very insecure. And as time passed, they understood what was best for them, and they learned how to distance themselves from situations that did not suit them the best. And that's how their self-awareness built, that's how they got an idea of what's best for them and what's not best for them, and that's how they actually started enjoying their own company, as opposed to escaping from others, where you still have it in the back of your mind that you're missing out on this connection with someone special. And the really good part about this is, when you find a genuine connection, you won't become clingy. And the reason you won't become clingy when you find a genuine connection is, now you've got used to your own company and you enjoy solitude. So you're not asking or taking from that other person, and that other person genuinely likes that and reciprocates. And I believe that this can be the basis of a healthy relationship with the world at large, be that personal or professional or any other kind. This is probably one of my first videos on a topic like this. So if I could get feedback, I would highly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the content and stay tuned for more.